Well, g'day flatties and globe defenders, it's Critical Think from Down Under. Well, g'day. Today we have a video from Gary Wybenga. And to tell the truth, this is so mind-blowingly stupid. This is like shooting fish in a barrel, and normally I wouldn't try to pick this such low-hanging fruit, but this is so funny. I just had to have a go at this. So let's start off with Gary Wybenga trying to prove that ships disappear from the bottom up because of something. But let's begin.
Here we have a video from Critical Think. He's claiming it shows bottom first disappearance for some reason in his video, but you're going to see why it disappears bottom first.
So here, number one. This is a part of a video I made, but it's not the video, and it's not the part that shows any ship disappearing bottom up. In this particular clip, I'm showing a ship that is not obscured on the bottom. And this is for comparison later. So, Gary, that's either dishonest or just downright stupid, and you can take your pick. Now, in that same video, there are some ships that are disappearing bottom up. This one features prominently. Now, this ship, zoomed in, is obscured. So, I don't see how this has anything to do with the ship in your clip. The situation that you're trying to explain has nothing to do with this. And here's another one. And here is another one. And there it is again. So you can see these ships are obscured bottom up, zoomed in. No need to zoom out. So there, that nullifies the whole hypothesis right then and there. So I really don't know the point in proceeding, but we will proceed just to see how silly his hypothesis is anyway, even though it's a null hypothesis, because it doesn't cover this situation. So we'll go back to this video and start playing it again.
But you're going to see why it disappears bottom first. First of all,
well, for starters, remember, this is not the ship that disappears bottom first.
in this video, he's zoomed in. He's magnified the image. In reality, before he zoomed in, you could hardly see the ship.
Yeah, right. That's pretty normal. I mean, there's this thing called a zoom camera, and before you zoom in, you can hardly see the ship, and when you zoom in, you can see the ship closer. Yeah, and the point about this fantastic little thing here is that a flat earther could never have invented this, because a flat earther doesn't understand optics. Yes. So that's how cameras work, Gary. You zoom in, they get bigger. Right, now that we've established that, we can carry on.
You could see something was there, but you couldn't really make it out. Well, now he's going to back off the zoom. It will bring it back to its normal seeing like you would see with your eyes.
Well, actually, that's not quite right, because when you back off the zoom all the way, it's actually a wider field of view than your eyes. So you actually see less than you would see with your eyes. So there, you don't even know how cameras work there, Gary.
That bottom red portion of the ship will be the first thing that you'll not be able to resolve as separate from the water.
And just what he said there, he thinks that the bottom of the ship would be the first thing that you cannot resolve when you zoom out. I'll demonstrate that this is false, but that's the premise. Remember, this has nothing to do with the ships I showed you earlier that were obscured from the bottom up.
There's a white dock on each side. You can see the dock on each side. It's white. That also will disappear.
Just remember he said that. The white dock will also disappear.
The bottom of the ship will disappear because of angular compression and the Rayleigh Criterion. Once the things become too small and narrow and close together, they start to blend in. And that's how it works. So pay attention as I start the video to the bottom.
Right, this is where it zooms out. It's actually, it is a clip from one of my videos, but it's actually zoomed in on, the clip is zoomed in itself. But I've got the original clip, of course, and I'm not going to play Gary zoomed out. I've grabbed a hold of the original and I've taken 2 snapshots out of it. One before it zoomed in and one a little bit more zoomed out. Now, I've put these into, of course, the famous critical think blink test. So what I have here in the middle is a zoomed in, full resolution zoomed in picture of the ship. Now behind that is a low resolution snapshot, a frame taken from the video when it was zoomed out. So I've blown that up so that it's a similar size, and so that I can compare the two. Now you see the one in the background is a low resolution image. Now the colours, if you look just to the side here, you'll see the colours do start to blend together. But the other part of this reason is because the camera is zooming and it can't maintain a very good focus. If I wanted to do this properly, I'd take 2 pictures, one zoomed in and one zoomed out, but I couldn't really be bothered, Gary. You're not worth it. So let's then do the blink test on this. Now, so there you can see this is the ship zoomed out, and then I've expanded, I've zoomed in, so to speak, digitally on that particular part of the ship. Now you can see you've lost detail, which is just a normal function of a camera, a normal function of zooming out. But Gary's hypothesis is that the bottom of the ship will disappear first. So let's look at this. Let's look at this with a critical eye. So first of all, I'm going to point out this crane. The crane there, there's detail there that disappears. So I'll put that away. You see all the detail on the crane is gone. And this is not at the bottom of the ship. I can still see the bottom of the ship. I can still see the white of the pier either side of the ship. It's not gone. But this detail is gone, and that's not the bottom of the ship. So just as we would expect, according to the science and optics, the resolution causes the smallest things to disappear first because they are the ones that blend in first, not the bottom of the ship. The bottom of the ship is losing a bit of colour, that's all. So let's look at that again. Look at the detail you can see on the top here. There's this little prominence on the top of that crane. You can't see it. It's gone. The ship's still there. The whole ship's still there. The bottom's there. But there are items that are gone. Look at the containers on the ship. Some of them disappear. The bottom of the ship is still there. So let's just go over this again. Gary, this has nothing to do with the pictures of the ships that are disappearing bottom up. This is a ship that is not disappeared bottom up. And you zooming out like that, or actually it's me zooming out like that, does not make the bottom disappear and nothing else. I don't know what else to say. I mean, this is just mind-numbingly stupid. The hypothesis doesn't hold up under scrutiny. But I'm sure Gary will double down and maintain that he's correct. Of course he will. Can't give up his religion that easy. Anyway, Gary, you're well and truly soundly defeated on this one, but as I said, I know you're not going to give up.
Oh, had enough, eh?
Look, you stupid bastard, you've got no arms left.
Yes, I have.
Look!
Just a flesh wound.
Ha ha ha.